Alright, everybody. The impossible has seemed to become possible. Recently at the Anime Expo, we've gotten word from Sunrise that there is indeed a live-action Gundam movie being produced right now as we're speaking. It's going to be co-developed with the company that you guys are probably familiar with, Legendary Pictures, aka the dudes behind Pacific Rim. And if you haven't seen Pacific Rim, I highly suggest you do. I'm not so sure about the sequel, though. I heard the sequel wasn't that good. But yeah, we don't have anything concrete at the moment. We don't have any actual footage of the movie itself. It's still in early production phases from what we know. Although there is this one promotional image of what I assume is the RX-78 blasting off into space from Earth. I'll put that up on screen so you guys can check it out also. That's about the only image we have of the Gundam movie, the actual movie now. I remember back like, I don't know, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, there was hype of a quote-unquote a live-action Gundam movie going down. There was some quote-unquote set screenings from the actual Gundam movie they were making back then. If I can find any pictures, I'll put them up on the screen so you guys can see what I mean. Apparently, that was a bunch of hocus pocus. There was nothing there, apparently, and that all went down the garbage. So yeah, that was just a fake rumor that happened, and, you know, some fake pictures to go along with it, right? A very great hoax. Now the thing's legit, you know, it's actually happening. We are getting a live-action Gundam story. I don't know if it's going to be part of the Universal Century timeline, although I highly hope it is. I would like to see them start off with Universal Century. They could do an alternate universe, like an alternate universe that Gundam is known for, like the G Gundam universe. Since Legendary Pictures has already done the whole Pacific Rim thing, oh, the robots are fighting with the suit, oh, G Gundam, they have the suit on also, so that could work perfectly, I guess, with the behind-the-scenes special effects tech that they have at Legendary Pictures, right? You know, because it's kind of the same thing. The fighting robots, Gundam, Pacific Rim. Now, I am concerned, though, regarding this live-action movie, simply because the guy who's in charge of this, Cale Boiter, he's a film producer. The last movie he worked on was Pacific Rim Uprising, which I heard wasn't the best of sequels, and I heard it was a very controversial film regarding the community around Pacific Rim. A lot of people from the original film that liked the original film despise the new film. I haven't seen the new film simply because the trailers just made me disgusted by it. I really didn't like it from the trailers, and I didn't go watch it at all. If it is all like on, I don't know, Redbox or Netflix, I'll probably watch it when that comes out. Hell, I still haven't seen The Last Jedi, and that's on Netflix. I barely found out about that like last week, so I gotta go watch that piece of crap. But yeah, kind of a scary thing to see him being in charge of the Gundam movie. Although this is a co-production with Sunrise, so I am not too worried, but I am worried a little bit. We don't want this to turn out like another G-Savior Gundam scenario. We don't want this to turn out like another American Godzilla, New York Godzilla, Zilla. Yeah, we don't want that scenario back there either. This is an important, I think, stepping stone for Gundam as a global brand. I think if the movie does really well, it's going to bring a lot of awareness, brand awareness here in the States for Gundam and worldwide. Gundam here isn't as popular as it is in other places like Japan, obviously. My friends only know about Mobile Suit Gundam because I told them about Mobile Suit Gundam. Like, oh, that's pretty cool. And they never saw it again, because they don't care, right? And I don't blame them. Everybody has their own likes and hates regarding anime. You know, you either love it or you hate it. But if they manage to make this like a worldwide phenomenon, it'll be amazing for the Gundam franchise as a whole. You know, the brand, it can expand, we can get more stories and stuff and more movies. That's if this is a good movie, though. There's always the possibility that this can be a complete ass movie. We don't know who's being casted for anything. Is there going to be Japanese lead actors for this? We don't know. Are they going to dub over the voices? We don't know. Or are they going to have American actors? You know, people from Hollywood working on this, you know, Hollywood actors, I guess you could say. We don't know more than that the Legendary Pictures and Sunrise are co-developing this. So am I excited for this? Yeah, I am. And, you know, to be frank with you, I always thought that the Macross movie would happen first, or Robotech, the one with, which is supposed to be directed or produced by Leonardo DiCaprio. Apparently he's a fan of it. Believe it or not, I saw an article regarding that Leonardo DiCaprio is indeed at the helm of the Robotech movie. Robotech, if you don't know, is like another mecha anime, where they fight with transformable robots. Also, Think of like the Zeta Gundam, but 24/7, right? The Valkyries, or I think that's what their suits are called. They can transform into like this F-14 Tomcat-looking space vehicle. Then they have like a humanoid shape, and then like a guardian shape. It's pretty cool. You guys should check it out. Proto-culture, right? D-culture, right? If you're into Macross, you know what I mean. Check it out. It's very fun. There's a love triangle in there. There's some awesome fight scenes. Some real bros die in there. And there's aliens too, so it's amazing. Go watch that Macross stuff also. But yeah, I honestly thought that the Macross one would happen first, because there was no talk of the Gundam movie. These last couple of years, there was nothing besides that fake rumor I was talking about. Harmony Gold, I think, is probably one of the biggest reasons why we're not going to see that Robotech movie. And yeah, Harmony Gold, pieces of shit, swine. That's all I can say about that. Am I excited for the movie? Yeah, I am. I definitely want to see it being taken into the Universal Century. I know a lot of people aren't fans of the Universal Century. They're like, okay, let's forget about the Universal Century. Let's forget that. Let's move on with our lives. I disagree. The Universal Century is what started Gundam. The Universal Century is what Gundam is essentially. Everything traces its roots back to Universal Century. I think it would be an amazing thing for the producers of the Gundam movie to start with the Universal Century, or an alternate version of the Universal Century, in order to expose it to fans who've never seen Gundam before. Show them this is what Gundam is about. I think that'd be a great first stepping stone for Gundam fans, the noobs and stuff like that. G Savior, we applaud what you did back in the day, even though it wasn't that great. It was the first live-action Gundam movie. There you go. If you haven't seen G Savior, you're better off not watching it, right? All I can say about that is it was a very bad attempt at a Gundam movie. But now with a bigger, multi-million budget, I'm presuming, on this new Gundam movie, I think we're gonna have a real big shot at big success here with the new Gundam film. Excuse the dog barking in the background. I would love to see this movie come out soon, even though it probably won't, because it's still in the development phases of it. But yeah, it's just amazing to see a Gundam movie being made. It's like, holy shit, Gundam movie. We've had the anime, we had the OVAs, Gundam live action. It's amazing. I really hope they don't fuck up the CGI. I don't think they would, because, Gundam is like one of those properties that's like a very big thing, and I don't really think Sunrise wants Legendary to fuck it up that much. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be like hawks, hovering over whatever the dudes at Legendary planning to do, right? So, and the guy I was talking about, the producer, I think he's going to be the producer on this one, or the director. I'm not sure yet. They just said he's in charge of this, so I don't know what he's actually doing on here. Cale Boyder. Hopefully he doesn't get too much say in the whole thing. From what I heard, the Pacific Rim Uprising wasn't that great, but yeah, we're going to have to wait and see. If this is a co-development, it's not fully Legendary, which I think is a good thing. Legendary, Pacific Rim, that's the closest thing to the giant robot genre they've done compared to Gundam, which is pretty close. A close comparison, right? This is the closest thing, pretty close. They did the Godzilla 2014 movie, the Kong Skull Island movie, which I didn't like it that much, the Kong Skull Island movie, simply because it's like, okay, that guy died, but there was really no meaning behind that. Like, did we really need to have him? Like, did they just make that role because the dude was friends with the director and this is a favor or something to get a paycheck, Yeah, I'm not a fan of Kong Skull Island. More of a fan with Godzilla, especially since Kick-Ass is in it. Bryan Cranston, though, dying prematurely, I think was a very bullshit decision. I don't think they could afford to have him on for that much longer, but yeah, it's sad to see Bryan Cranston go. Bring him back for the sequel. Make him a ghost. Ghost Cranston. Make him a kaiju. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Gundam movie down below in the comment section down below. And don't forget to rate this video 5 stars, right? We're back in the olden days of YouTube. If you like the video, like it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about Gundam. And yeah, have a nice day, guys. And be wary of those new types. Don't trust them.